Hello everybody, this is your friendly businessman Martian, and today we're in my restaurant, as you can tell, and recently it's been blowing up. 300k concurrent players a few days ago, like 100k before that, like it's been popping off. Okay, it's probably because, well, definitely because Pet Simulator X had this, it's the same um developer teams. So they added this like Chef Cat kind of thing, reward 100k customer service. So everybody from Petsum X started pouring into my restaurant. Um, Hence the huge rise in popularity, right? And yet, like right now, even after the update, there's still so much people playing it because it's honestly a good game. And hopefully, David, the lead developer, starts updating the game more, and it will make the game just a lot better, right? But like a big controversy that's happening right now is like amongst the community is the marketplace. But you can't see it; it's over there. It's right now closed because there's isn't any things on it right now. Nothing's popping up. It's closed. Okay, marketplace is down. Um, Reason for, I'm believing that the devs don't think it's a good idea because, honestly, $2 billion for like a table, well, that is mediocre. Well, not mediocre. It's really good. Like, is kind of an I'll say absurd price. Hey, don't you think? Right? Yeah. For beginners especially. Like for me, even me right now, like what? Like I only have 1 million. I'm probably intermediate because I don't have access to the best tables and chairs in the game, right? Um, and that's because the marketplace, the price keeps going up. Why? It's because, let's say, okay, so let's say the royal table. Oh, VIP customer, nice. Okay, so let's say a royal table is at the start of the marketplace. It's at $200 million, right? Okay, so then people want it, right? Because it makes the most money. I can prove that mathematically, and I have. Uh, the numbers are. See, it's the highest concurrent, well, the highest one out of everybody, not including Hellas Horseman, which is roughly 800k. Basically 800k. It's like $8 off from 800k, which is 800k, right? But Hellas Horseman's spawn rate is so incredibly low. And like the mystery customer is 600k average, assuming boosts, right? You add all the boosts, right? And I'm saying one serve, one food, right? 600k. So that's, that's pretty insane. Like those give a lot of money, but the VIP gives like the highest out of all the normal customers, being basically at 100k, 110k. Like that's really high. It's in the 100ks, right? That's a big number. These calculations are all, of course, assuming boosts. All the boosts are added, Christmas tree, everything, etc. It's really high, right? Compared to like um, other customers like the lifeguard, which is 49k roughly, and pirate 23k, like 99k. That's basically 100k, right? Like roughly 100k. It's a big number, all right. And that's why like people want it, right? Ooh, like okay, that's why the people at the start of the game, when like everybody right now still wants the VIP set. It's way too good. It gives so much money just in one serve, and everybody wants it. Uh, and that's why in the market, starting at 200 million, let's say the table started at 200 million. I don't know exact numbers, but let's just say that, right? $200 million, people buy it, right? It's relatively affordable. They'll use it, and then they'll sell it back in the market for what is it, a higher price than 200 million, right? Because they want a profit. Because the marketplace did this like tax thingy. It cut some of the money you like got from selling it. So if they bought it for 200 mil, they want it back for 200 mil. So let's say they bought it. It was $200 million originally that they bought it from. They're like, okay, well I'm gonna sell it for $250 million. So then after the cut, I'll have $200 million, right? This way, the cost continuously uh, ramps up, and it just keeps going and going and going. And after like a long period of time, 2 years, 1 year, we get to where we are right now at $1 billion and $2 billion for one share. Crazy, right? I know, it's crazy. And like right now the new player base is coming in, and they're really far from getting those tables and chairs, right? Like they could pay Robux for 600 Robux, 800 Robux for the royal sets, and perhaps maybe like the copy machine, everything, right? Like they had to spend Robux. Not everybody who plays my restaurant has that kind of Robux, right? So I'm assuming the devs are shutting it down right now to maybe rework it. I can't see it again. Rework it because they want it to be more accessible for the public. However, I don't think that's the best way to go, like shutting down the market, right? Like people are saying right now they want to shut down the market, no market. It's bad. People can't get it. Starters are suffering, and like even intermediate players like me, who've been playing for like 3 years. I don't think that's intermediate anymore, but yeah, we've been playing for a long, long time since release, and I barely have any royal shares. I have like 3. Okay. The thing is, if we take away the market, we have to replace it with some other way of trading, right? Because there's these like events that the devs put out for like Christmas, summer, Halloween, whatever. They put it out, and there's like certain amounts of said item. It could be like let's say a dessert bar. There's like 30,000 copies of a dessert bar, and it's going for $100,000. And people buy. Okay, when 30,000 copies are gone, you no longer can buy it, and you can only get it from the market, which I think personally is a very well thought of process. But like some people can't wake up early. They can't like stare at their phone waiting for the update and then immediately buy. But like it's okay. Like at least they can get it from the marketplace and not from Robux, which is relatively good for free to play players. Which is why I think the marketplace is good, right? If we replace it with anything else, like like a trading system or anything, problem with that is when we're at this like level of in my restaurant, right, where we have the best of the best items, right? There's like a clear division in value for items, right? Like the VIP set is so much better than everything else. Okay, like one VIP chair, right? Like one VIP chair and like a table, just one set can like outdo a YouTuber set by so much, right? Like nearly double. And the thing is with VIP, it's also 100% of the time be spot. With other customers, it's like 25% with the set, like 30%, 5% for the alien. The odds are super low, so it makes the VIP the most reliable, and that immediately makes it that so that let's say if we have a trading system going, the VIP set can only be matched with probably the Christmas tree, and you're probably gonna have to offer a lot of VIP sets for the Christmas tree, and then they'll trade it back for Christmas trees and etc. etc. Like the cycle is still at the top level, right? The poor ain't gonna get any of those stuff. Okay, and I'm saying the poor as in people like me, 3 years, intermediate players. We're not getting it. Okay, right? That's not really good, I guess. Like the rich stays rich. Not the best for everybody else. And so that's why people are like, okay, remove it. Hey, right? I'm thinking, well, yeah, well, I want to make more money from that too. But as I said, if you replace something else, it won't work as well. I remember Carbon Meister, Mr. Meister? Whatever your name is, if you're watching this, Carbon, please correct me. I really want to know. Okay? But yeah, he suggested that it's gonna be something like the Petsum X trading plaza, where you have like you set up your own little stand, you put like an offer for like how much dollars, how much gems for Pentamex. And in this game, like Cartman would think it's something like that, right? We set up our little station, we do our little trades. That doesn't change anything, right? It's still the marketplace. It's still a marketplace, but just individuals have more sales, I guess, more opportunities to sell. We have to go to more servers, etc., etc. It has its downside too. It's essentially the marketplace. So there isn't really a change to the system. Like the poor still isn't gonna get access to VIP sets, and so since that doesn't do much, I would say you have to find another way to change the game, right? You have to change the marketplace somehow, right? Because we want the starters to get some access to these items. Okay, so I have an idea, just an idea, but I'm thinking, okay, keep that marketplace. It's such a cool concept. Like the one thing that my restaurant distinguishes itself from like all the other competitors, all the other my restaurant games like Restaurant Tycoon, Restaurant Tycoon 2, like everything else, right? Why it's so much better is because of the marketplace. There's this like idea of supply and demand. It's amazing. I love it. But there isn't enough supply, and there isn't enough like demand for certain items, but the price keeps going simply because you buy it and you want to sell it for more or even amounts of the money you bought it for. You don't want to lose money, right? So the price will keep going. I mentioned that already, but I'm just gonna say it again. So that's why it's really hard to manage it. However, I have an idea. Okay, if the developers can like let's like have like bi-weekly updates, which I think they promised, not sure, don't quote me on this, but if they have like bi-weekly updates, weekly updates, monthly updates even, then every update they could like kind of like I guess adjust the sets, right? They could let the updates be like the updates have like a longer difference between each other. Like they could update every like month, every 2 months. It could so then they could take their time to work on their next project. And also for the community, we have more time to like use certain items and play around with it, right? And if they make a change to like let's say the royal set, right? They can make the VIP customers get less, and that'll nerf the royal set in general, making it probably worse or even with everybody else. It's still gonna be super good because it's 100% spawn rate, so it's still gonna be better than every other uh what is it? Every other customer still, because even if you nerf it, let's say instead of 10 times, you make it 5 times boost for food they buy, it's still gonna be such a high amount, so absurd. It's still gonna be great, right? But it's a little worse than before. So instead of maybe selling it at 2 billion, there's gonna be less demand for the item, and so then people will sell, but there's less demand. So even though the rise for the item is still gonna go up, right? It's gonna be like 2 billion and then 2.3 billion or something. It might drop if the devs could like add small events on the way where it's like, oh hey guys, you could get like 5 royal chairs and 2 tables for playing this event, and so then the price will slowly drop because there's more supply and less demand because the chair is less good than before. Okay? And that goes for every other item, like coffee machine. You can make it worse, right? If it's like the top trend of the whole market, everybody's gonna be buying it, right? The devs could just simply nerf it, make the speed lower, make it take up more room, make it have a cooldown or something. Excuse me? Okay. Okay. Make it worse, less demand, less people want it. If less people want it and like if there's less of a need for it and there's something else that could do the same thing for cheaper price, just slightly worse, but could do the same thing, then there will be less demand for the said item that is very expensive, and the mid-game players can slowly progress. And well, after a while they'll get to end game, and then they can actually buy the item. Also, I just noticed this cloud is really funky. It's kind of funny. Okay. Okay, where was I at? Supply and demand. Yeah, okay. So, a good example is the silver archers, right? Like, right now there's like the normal set, and then there's the golden set. Golden set is better by so much, yet, the normal set is just as good. It's usable. So there's less of a demand for the golden set because you already, if you have the normal set, it's a little budget, but it works. It works well. Okay, you're making less money than the rich, but you're still making a lot of money with it. So that's the idea with these setups, right? Like if the devs want a suggestion right now, they could just on the next update they could probably nerf VIPs to give only 5 times the money instead of original 10 times boost because the VIPs already buy the most expensive item in the menu, right? So it's like it's already really good 5 times. Like 5 times is already really good. It's gonna like on average probably 4K, assuming you have every menu item unlocked. It will be like $4,000 ish. Like that's quite a lot, you know, right? Quite a lot. Um, and it's also 100% of the time they're gonna buy it. So compared to something like the YouTuber, which is average $5,000 without boosts, and if like the chances of one coming to a specific seat is like 25% chance. If you actually factor in like all the odds and everything, there's more to it that I've discovered. I'm not gonna really talk about it because it's really confusing. But if you do factor in, the 25% is more like 1 in 10,000, right? Of a YouTuber customer to actually spawn on a specific spot. So the odds are really low for the majority of the other customers. Like the odds are lower, VIP is higher. So if you nerf it just a little bit by like 5 times boost instead of 10 times, it's just as good, but the value goes lower. Okay, so please, devs, don't take away the marketplace. It's such a good addition to the game. It's so fun, right? Because there's like this supply and demand, and it's all about the community, right? It brings the community to life. And if you really want to like, well, if you really want the new players to be getting stuff from this place, like then you could probably, add extra events, more events, right? With more copies for a certain item, and they'll feel included, right? But as I mentioned before, if you just make already existing items like the YouTuber set slightly better, ooh, it's cheaper now. Okay, but if you make this set slightly better, right? It makes a little bit more money, just a little bit, maybe 1,000 increase. That's not a little, but it's 1,000 increase, and nerf the Roller set, so then like I don't know, they make it like a little less money, but since it's 100%, it's still better odds overall than the gamer set. But gamer set will be making more money close, like maybe like $10,000 off, or in the long game it's like maybe a few million off, like $10 million off from the Roller set, but it will be making a lot of money still for the cheaper players, right? And free-to-play players can use that, make more money. You make this worse. That's a little exaggeration. You don't want to like completely shatter it. So you make it slightly worse. The demand is lower, and once people get richer, they could buy it. Right? There's still a demand for it, of course, but you could increase more copies through events and everything, and then it'll balance everything out. Right? I'm just using the tables and chairs as an example, of course. Right? You could also do that with the coffee machine. You could give it like a competitor, like the tea machine. And workers will drink it and they'll go like 10% faster or something. No, there's these like balances you could do. It's all about the community. And I see a very strong community within the My Restaurant game, right? Like we have a strong community. Okay? I believe in the coming future, the YouTubers will also be able to lead everybody to probably a brighter future. Is that the right word? I don't know. The YouTubers, they're gonna have to play a big role in this, right? They're gonna probably take the communities to different parts of the game. They're gonna explore different things, and bigger YouTubers on Carbon, they're gonna really like cause some, controversy, I guess, like with the marketplace right now. People are already like arguing, hey, is it good or not? If we do it right, if the YouTubers do it right, and we have a strong community. We ensure everybody it's gonna be good. I think we could save my restaurant. Okay, we're counting on you, devs. Keep the marketplace in. Okay. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Well, this is your friendly businessman Marchant, and I'll see you in my restaurant.